Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. In this video, the problem with scented teas. In this video, I'm going to be tasting some scented teas and I'm going to be giving you my personal opinion about the types of tea that you should be avoiding. This video is going to go under the Basic Tea Educations playlist. If at any point in time you enjoy this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. The more thumbs in the air, the more tea videos are going to come your way. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, then go click that button. So last year on my tea blog, teatipsy.com, which I'll put a link in the description below, I wrote an article about my issues with scented teas. And I wasn't really going to do a video about it because I don't want to use these videos to criticize too much other sellers or criticize other people's tastes in tea. But I have become increasingly frustrated with the trends in the tea industry whereby sellers who are supposed to be representing true tea culture and marketing themselves as suppliers of premium quality tea, when in fact over 50% of their tea catalogue is artificially scented nonsense. But before I get into that, I want to make very clear that I am not a tea purist. Now, anybody who's watched my tea videos before will know that my first passion and love is for discovering the deliciousness and complexity of the pure leaf. But I do appreciate blended teas. Now, there are traditional blended teas like cooked pu'er and chrysanthemum, or cooked pu'er and aged orange peel. And then there are modern blended teas like the ones that we have created here. We've got a limited selection of blended teas where we take the tea as the star of the show and we add supporting characters like flowers, like certain herbs, or maybe some fruit peels that are going to work together when brewed to make an enhanced drink, a different drink, but where tea is the star of the show. You also have scented teas like jasmine scented green teas or osmanthus scented teas where producers will take the tea, hopefully high quality tea, and mix it with fresh flowers, and the flowers will open up and release their fragrance into the tea, and usually then the producers will remove all the flowers so you get very little flowers in it, but you get that lovely aroma of the flower. We also, in our bar in Camden, we mix up tea, so we'll brew some Longjing green tea, very strong. We'll blend it with goji berries and zest of mandarin peels. So we'll happily mix up cocktails and mocktails at our bar, which we again have taken many years to craft. So I am not a purist. I do not mind mixing teas. But I do have a big problem when I walk into a shop, a supposedly high quality tea shop, and I'm met with this sickly sweet smell of artificial aroma. And one of the questions that I'm constantly being asked is, you know, how can we tell if a tea supply is good quality? And one of the easiest ways is to just go onto their website or walk into their shop, and if over 30–40% of their shelf space or online space is dedicated to blended and artificially scented teas, then they're clearly not taking their tea very seriously. I equate it very similarly to wine. Imagine walking into a wine shop and over 50% of the shelf space in that shop is dedicated to wines that have been scented with pina colada flavor or chocolate flavor. You wouldn't really take that wine seller very seriously. However, if you walked into a shop and 80% of their shop was dedicated to fine wines and you had 20% to maybe some spiced wines or mulled wines, that's fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that. So this is not about being a tea snob. This is just about representing tea properly, fairly, and accurately. So why do tea sellers practice in this way? Well, there are two reasons why they practice in this way. The first reason is to excite the consumer. Now, if you've ever smelt dry, pure tea leaf, you'll know that there's not that much going on. You can't get that much information out of smelling a small pot of dry green tea leaves, etc. You may get some information, but not very much. And so the tea sellers want to excite you in order to convince you to make a purchase. So one of the ways to do that is to add aromas or artificial flavors. So when you smell it, oh, it smells like chocolate. Oh, it smells like caramel. Or, oh, it smells like red berries. And hopefully you'll buy it. And this is not just restricted to in-store. They will also do this online as well write lovely flowery descriptions about the smell so that you start to build up a kind of excitement, a flavor profile in your head, and you make a purchase. The second reason why sellers adopt this technique is because it means that they have a higher profit margin. Because if you are going to scent a tea with artificial flavors, then you can quite happily purchase lower quality tea because it's going to be masked with all of these artificial flavors. So they increase their profit margin. So what I've done through gritted teeth and only for you is to go out there and visit one of these sellers. Now, I'm not going to tell you the name of this supplier, and I've covered up the box, but this is a worldwide, very highly renowned tea supplier who markets themselves as selling premium quality tea and representing true tea culture. So I went in and I purchased a couple of their teas. Over, I would say, 60 to 70% of their tea shelf space was dedicated to artificially flavored teas. Now, I'm not going to tell you the names of these teas, but I will read the descriptions to you so you get an idea of the language that's being used. So this is a sencha green tea with mango, which equals a tropical treat that is sweet and mellow, a bright and sunny brew. And this one is a euphoric blend of white tea, cocoa pieces, and coconut. It's a match made in heaven, deliciously creamy and serenely sweet, finishing with a coconut twist. So you can see the kind of language that's being adopted to try and excite the taste buds. But if you look at the ingredients, you will see on both of them flavoring. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the camera around, we're going to open these packs, and we're going to take a look at the quality of this tea. Here we are, we've got the two teas here. I've got a nice simple white plate for us to be able to see the tea. So I'm going to pull one out so you can see I haven't opened these yet. I'm going to take away these boxes. So this one is the green tea with mango. So let's open that up and let's take some of this out here. Like this. There you go, I'll put that aside. And then this one is the white tea, supposedly, with cocoa, and just make sure I separate them. There you go, one side and the other. So let's analyze, and there's lots to say here. Let me first make sure that there's focus on these. So this one here is the green tea. This is meant to be sencha. It looks very poor quality sencha to me, very large leaves, doesn't have any of the kind of oiliness and dark green color that you would expect from sencha. In fact, let me just get some sencha. Okay, so this here is our sencha. So this is what sencha should look like. Very lovely, oily, glossy, dark green color. This is very, very matte, and there's hardly any gloss, large leaves. It's not a good quality sencha at all. And these little pieces here, I'm assuming, are bits of mango. Now, don't be fooled, because even though you have mango pieces in here, in fact, what they do is they add these mango pieces for color. But actually the tea is usually sprayed with artificial flavor, or what they do is they will infuse in the pieces artificial flavors so that the mango piece becomes ultra mangoey. In fact, I sent Celine, those of you who watch YouTube regularly will know Celine, I sent Celine on a tea scenting course so that she could get some of the secrets, and in fact we found out that most of the apple pieces or berry pieces that you see in these kind of mixes have been artificially impregnated with aroma, artificial flavor, so that the apple piece seems ultra appley, but in fact it's all artificial flavor. So this is green tea apparently with mango. This one is even more confusing. This is supposed to be a white tea. I mean, I guess there's a few little buds. You can see one here. There's a little bud there. But it's very, very oxidized and mixed with little coconut flakes, and it looks like cocoa husks here, but certainly not a white tea. If I compare that to one of our white teas, just bear with me for a sec. So this is Sweet Cheeks. This is one of our blends. So this is white tea with rose and dazao, which is a herb which is very good for you and is lovely and sweet as well. So you can see here that this is a baimudan. It's a very classic baimudan. Lots of full leaf, lots of proper full rose buds, and is certainly a white tea. This looks very, very, very oxidized to me. Right, the moment that I've been dreading, I'm going to pull the camera around and I'm going to taste. So I know that I'm not the most impartial person here, but I will try to give this my honest, fair assessment. So let's smell the sencha with mango. Right, so very strong artificial chemical flavor of like sour candies. Yeah, so sour candy smell. Nondescript fruit. I guess it's kind of mango-y. Let me taste one of these mango pieces. That's not a mango piece. What is that? Sunflower petals. Okay, I'm not sure why they put sunflower petals. I'm assuming it's just because of the color. It's just so that it looks nice and kind of bright and yellow and mango, but it certainly has no flavor at all. Is there any mango in here? Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, I will try and focus that if I can. Is that in focus? I hope that's in focus. So there's a little piece of mango there. It certainly is not going to be contributing to the overwhelming fragrance on here. So this is just there for show. Let me taste it. Wow, super sweet. I'm not even sure if it's mango, but it's certainly been infused with some other artificial flavor and very, very sweet. Okay, let's give this one a smell. So this is the white tea with cocoa and coconut. Whoa, this one actually burns my nose and my eyes. The fragrance, the aroma, the flavoring is so strong in this. It's cocoa-y a little bit, coconutty a little bit, but it has this really strong sour fragrance. Let me taste some of this coconut. Whoa, 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 there, that's full of chemicals. Okay, so that tastes like varnish. Some sort of chemical flavoring. Ooh, that's bad. Okay, so this is 85-degree water. Just going to give this a quick flash infusion. I'm not going to rinse this because the aromas, I guess, are going to escape very quickly. That's why they make them so strong. So if I rinse it, I'm going to lose what the supplier is intending me to taste. So this is the sencha green, and I'm going to brew up this white tea with whatever's in it. White, meant to be coconut and cocoa. Again, I'll do a very quick infusion of that, and maybe it'll taste better than it smells. Okay. Let's give them a go. You can take a look at the green tea here. So that doesn't look anything like sencha. Sencha should be a beautiful, bright green color. This is much darker, much more oxidized and quite cloudy. Certainly not sencha. Yeah, I don't taste much tea at all. I guess a little bit. But with sencha, you would want this lovely vegetal, chlorophyll-packed taste. But here, it's just a vague grassiness. And what takes over is this intense chemical flavoring of mango. And it leaves a really horrible texture in the mouth and flavor in the mouth, this kind of artificial sweetener flavor when you breathe out through your nose. You get that artificial sweetness aroma too, and it's leaving a weird texture on my tongue, like a sticky texture on my tongue. I'm not going to drink any more of that. Sorry. The things I do for you guys. Okay, let me just give this a rinse, and I will try this white tea. Here you go. This is the close-up. So again, very dark for a white tea, and quite cloudy. Am I in focus? Now I am. Right. Wow. This tastes like varnish, like walking into a shoe shop and sticking your nose into a shoe, a clean shoe, but like a shoe, it's got this kind of quite musty, varnishy taste to it. I guess a little bit nutty, certainly no white tea at all going on here. A little bit nutty, but in a quite a sickly way. And again, leaving this weird coating on my mouth. This has actually made me quite sad. Okay, I realize that I'm probably setting myself up for criticism here. I know this is not the most impartial, and it's certainly, I have come to this with an agenda that I dislike these teas. But the reason why I'm doing it, and I'm sure I'll get comments and I'm sure I'll get criticisms, and I'll take those criticisms, but the reason why I'm doing it is because I really want to highlight that this has nothing to do with true tea culture. And if you are somebody who drinks these teas, then fair enough. If you enjoy them, keep drinking them. Who am I to stop you? But please, I promise you, if you explore Pure Leaf, you will get so much more satisfaction, and you will build a passion for something that far surpasses anything, any of the enjoyment that you'll get from these teas. I promise, just try. And if you agree with me that this is not tea, then please share this video and tell your friends. And if you have friends out there who are drinking this kind of artificial flavored tea, then at least let them know that this is not real tea. And maybe go out and do them a favor and buy some good quality, pure single estate tea for them. Because this is so far away from tea, it's two worlds. I'm not going to drink any more. That's it, tea heads. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. Check out our YouTube playlist and let us know if there are any videos that you would like us to make. If you're ever in London, then come visit us in Camden to say hi and taste our wares. If you have any questions or comments, then please fire them over. Other than that, I'm Don May from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from the tea bags and the artificial stuff. Keep drinking the good stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.